Hello, everybody. How are you today? I just wanted to hop on here and talk for a few minutes about designing the perfect weekend retreat. Now, how many of you have thought about offering a one-day retreat or a weekend retreat or a retreat that's even longer than that? I know that some of you have already offered international retreats. Some of you are just dreaming about doing this, but I am really super excited because this weekend, I am hosting a masterclass type retreat for women that's only open to 11 guests. And I just wanted to tell you a little bit about what I have in store for them because I thought it would help you plan your own weekend retreat and set up a model that I think really works. There's a lot to know when you're building a retreat, but I wanted to just give you kind of a little nugget today because I know a lot of you have been talking about dreaming about doing this, and it's not as hard as you think. So first of all, you have to think about finding the perfect space. So I ended up renting an Airbnb on the west side of the state by Lake Michigan. And it can accommodate 11 guests very comfortably, plus myself and my chef, who happens to be my husband. So he's going to come with me and cook all the food for the ladies this weekend. I can't wait. I think that's going to be a really wonderful way to combine our talents and time. And I always know his food is delicious, so I can trust that it's going to be great. So we have 11 women coming, and we're going to start on Friday evening. They have to arrive at 5 p.m. And we're going to open with a small kind of get to know you icebreaker. I like to do some questions, kind of break down the group a little bit, build up some safety and confidence. I also talk a little bit in the very front end of retreats about house rules and orientation. I really emphasize that they're going to get everything they want to get out of the weekend experience. If they put a lot of investment in, they will get a lot out. And I also try to create a lot of confidentiality and safety for my group. So we go over some of those things in the very beginning, and then we do a little bit of a deeper dive in the opening circle, but we like to have like a community dinner and eat all together and enjoy our first meal together. And then in the evening after dinner, I try to run like a little bit more of a goal-oriented group. So I want to hear from them more about their intention for what they hope to get out of the retreat experience, why they were drawn to come and sign up for the retreat. And I also like to give them a little exercise in giving themselves a permission slip to feel free to let go of whatever they need to let go of so that they can get what they need to out of the weekend experience. So in the opening, I'm really listening. I'm really listening deeply to exactly where the women are coming from, what they need the most. Sometimes the opening circle can be somewhat emotional. People arrive and they feel sometimes very anxious about, entering into a retreat experience. They're not sure what is ahead of them for the weekend, and they don't know who the other guests are going to be. So I try to build a ton of safety and confidence, but I do really take a deep dive into my own therapeutic listening skills so that I can really hear what they're sharing. And then if I need to tweak my offerings on the next day, then I can really make it very customized, very boutique, and very unique to their individual needs and experiences. Hi, Jessica. You're hoping to build a retreat in the future. Yay! And you don't have anywhere to start? Well, I'm going to help you with that. I've done a ton of retreats and I love offering them. So it is really a fun way to not only maximize your services, but I love the transformation that happens for clients. And I also enjoy the weekend away from my everyday life and my practice. And I also enjoy the money. I'm going to probably walk away with clearing $8,000 in just a Friday, Saturday, Sunday this weekend from the retreat profit alone. And I don't share that to be braggadocious. I share that to be inspirational because I want you to be able to maximize your offerings and be paid well for your expertise and your planning. It's not just the weekend that we're doing the work. It's all the time leading up to it. It's planning it. It's marketing it. It's designing it, it's trying to fill it and sell the slots for it, and planning all the details, packing everything. In fact, tomorrow I'm taking the day off so I can finish all the packing. It's not just my clothes, but it's like all the gear and the handouts and the worksheets and designing the menu. And there's release forms that you have to create for liability for retreats. There's food allergies to consider, and emergency contact forms that you want your clients to fill out so that they're nice and safe, and then if anything happened, you have all that information. So there are some other things you have to consider, but once you do it once, you have all that in your repertoire, and you can just use it again and again. So that really gives you a taste for the opening night. And then the second day, on Saturday, we're really going to maximize our time. We're going to get up early. We're going to start the morning with yoga. I have a yoga instructor who's going to teach us a 1-hour class right at the house. And then we're going to dive into a healthy breakfast. And then from there, we're going to do a workshop on self-care and how to thrive. And we're going to do a little bit of goal setting. I'm going to give them some journal prompts. I'm going to teach them kind of a thriving method, which I've designed, which will help them kind of break through some barriers and resistance. We do kind of some group sharing and talking. It's a lot of work in the morning because I think that's when we feel the most fresh. That's when I feel the most fresh. And we do a lot of thinking and sharing in our morning workshop. And then from there, we like to get more creative and play a little bit. So I love that retreats that are designed with body, mind, and spirit in mind, because I like to have something for the body, something for your mind, excuse me, and something for your spirit. So I'm trained in the mandala, which is like an art therapy technique. And so we'd like to get out of our heads because we do a lot of thinking and sharing in the morning. We'll have a lunch, and then we'll probably move into the mandala in the afternoon, which is a wonderful way to use creativity and art. And it's a very soulful kind of meditative exercise. We use chalk pastels or oil pastels. And I love, love, love using the mandala. And I bring it to pretty much every workshop, every retreat that I offer. Even when I'm traveling to Costa Rica for retreats, I pack the mandala in my suitcase, and we work with that as a therapeutic tool. So we'll probably do the mandala in the afternoon. We might even do a shamanic journey meditation. And these are all just things that I love to offer. Now, if you were trained in something specific like hypnotherapy or meditation techniques, or some of you have specialties in different areas, some of you know Tai Chi or yoga yourself, you could offer this yourself. You could make even a cooking segment at your retreat. You could hire an expert to come in and teach a workshop. One of the very first retreats that I did, actually, I hired a speaker to come and give a lecture on gratitude or something, generosity or gratitude or something like that. And she was wonderful. And she gave a 1-hour talk to my people on that. I've done mask making. I've done really cool art mask making, like, painting and collaging kind of the outside of a mask, and then you flip it over and do the inside. So then you have a big discussion around, what do we show the world with the outside of the mask versus what is on the inside? What is the part that we're keeping hidden from the world? And that becomes a really big, central focus point for great group sharing and conversation. Hi, Tamara. I'm so happy that you're here. And so then from there, I am super excited because I recently had a birthday and my wonderful sister gave me a book on forest bathing. Have you guys heard about forest bathing? This is really kind of a cool concept. And I've been reading the book, and I've been thinking a lot about introducing this concept to our group. And we're going to be very close to the Saugatuck, Michigan, which is a beautiful area on the West Coast, close to Lake Michigan. And there's some gorgeous hikes that are going to be available to us over there, some hiking and some state parks. So I was thinking that if we had the energy after our mandala and before dinner, we might head over to do a short hike and hike through the pine forest that grows on the dunes and the shores of Lake Michigan. And it's supposed to be sunny, even though it's cold temperatures, it's supposed to be nice and sunny, which is a treat for us in Michigan in March. And we're going to do a little bit of hiking and some forest bathing, which is just a real opportunity to get very still, get very quiet, be very present, and super engaged. And I think it's going to be a wonderful experience for them. And then get some fresh air and sunshine and have some beautiful views of the lake and then we'll head back over to the retreat house where my husband will have dinner ready for us. And we'll enjoy a big dinner that night after all of that work. And then in the evening, we usually do a little bit of group sharing, but we also play a really fun game. So I like to do something really fun and funny because I love to let people cut loose and laugh and play, because I don't think we have enough rest, play, and creativity in our lives. And I think that's why people want to go on a retreat. They don't want to just work the whole time. It's not a conference. It's a retreat. So it's also supposed to be restorative, and it's supposed to allow you to have fun and feel filled up. And I think play, laughter, and rest are a big part of that. So that's how we usually roll on Saturday. And then, and I'm flexible with it too, because if we need to make changes, we do. But then on Sunday morning, we'll wake up, not quite as early as we do on Saturday, but we will wake up on Sunday morning, and we will start our morning with maybe kind of an intention setting and a journal prompt. I like to give them a chance to reflect on what they got out of the weekend. And then we have a nice breakfast all together. And we usually try to end with something ceremonial. I think that people also are craving an opportunity to have some sort of ritual or something sacred. And sometimes we pass like a candle around, or we light a candle and we share something really important about what we're gaining from the weekend experience. And I always, always, always end retreats with one question of this nature. I usually ask, what is it that you are leaving behind, and what are you taking with you? And I think it's a really beautiful way for people to identify, an intentional shift that they're making based on what they gained out of the weekend. And it's pretty emotional. It's pretty profound. People go deep on these kinds of sharing questions. And it doesn't have to be huge. I think we think that we as therapists have to have like a dissertation worth of notes and a huge agenda full of tons and tons of things that we have to share. And you know what? We don't have to have tons and tons of things to share. We have to have one or two golden questions that we can use as prompts to offer to our group. And then we just have to stay present. And when you stay present, magic happens. Your group will feel connected because you're connected. And your group will feel like it is a very sacred experience because you feel like it's a sacred experience. So I think there's something really magical about that too. And I cannot wait to run this retreat this weekend. I'm really looking forward to it. And I will try to report in on the other end and tell you guys a little bit about how it went. I'll try to take a few pictures while we're there. Maybe I'll get a snap a shot of the forest hike while we're doing our forest bathing exercise, or a little bit of our mandala work or something else. But make sure that when you're doing this, that you give yourself enough time to prepare. You need at least 3 to 6 months window to kind of have the right amount of time, the right amount of on-ramp for your marketing, your development, your sales, your design, trying to get all of the things in order. But the number one thing you have to do is stay present and connected. And when you stay positive, your entire group will stay positive, and they'll want to be part of it too. So let me see if I have any questions here. Jessica's saying, thanks for the insight. I definitely have some brainstorming going. Good. And you can start small. You can also do a one-day workshop, which I also did a Facebook Live a little while ago. I can't remember now when I did it, but if you look under videos or units, under those tabs on this page, you'll be able to see I did a one-day workshop Facebook Live where I talked about how to break this down even smaller and just offer a one-day program. But you can do this, and it doesn't have to be complicated. And I would love to hear about your plans if you hope to host a retreat sometime in the future. Yay, thank you, Andrea. Thanks for joining. And I will see you guys very soon. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I can't wait to tell you all about the women's retreat when I get back. Take care. Keep thriving.